God already made the provision. You just haven't recognized it yet. Guys, use faith to build your ark because the answer is in the instruction. Welcome. Welcome to Be the Clay. We're going to get into some really interesting concepts today about the provision, about the placement, and then the next session, we're going to talk about the process and the promise. But before we do,
Sharon Combs. She is an experienced, passionate, and charismatic speaker. Since 2000, Sharon has been investing herself in the success of others, captivating them with humor and openness that promotes audience engagement.
It doesn't have to be a fight between me and you. We can focus on solutions. And how do we focus on solutions? We establish common ground.
The thing I want to say is if you are fortunate enough to reach Coach Shay and set some time up with her, you're going to be very lucky.
We have assumptions, so many, and you have to check your assumptions because your assumptions can be the very barrier or bottleneck to us being able to work effectively together.
You're going to realize your true growth potential as a leader as well. She actually presented it in a way it felt new.
hey guys, welcome to Be the Clay. My name is Sharon Combs with UCDI Leadership and the Ecosystem. The Ecosystem is a system of frameworks designed to help you move from credibility to influence to strategic influence, where you get to design how you want to show up. It's not haphazard, and we have a system of frameworks that work together to allow you to do that. But for today, we are talking about the provision and the placement. We're in this somewhat series where it's like the answer is in the instruction, because most times for faith-based entrepreneurs and people who are really representatives of the kingdom at work in your professional life, God at work, most of your answers are going to be in the instruction. Answers that you have regarding safety, regarding the future, regarding legacy, regarding things that are important to you. The answer is already in the instruction. He is more than likely giving you what you already need and what you're looking for inside of an instruction that he has given you to carry out. And so we talked about this with Noah last week. Guys, go back and listen to some of those teachings. Those teachings had me like, whoa, especially the one where it said how God closed the door. Noah built the ark, but God closed the door. I mean, that thing messed me up. It messed me up. This story about the ark is more than a story about like a floating zoo, right? It's not just something we only learned in Sunday school. It's actually one of the clearest case studies in scripture that can apply in so many areas, in obedience and following through and in building something, in outcomes. There are 4 things I want us to realize God established before the rain even fell. And 2 of those things we're going to hone in on the provision part of this today. So before the rain even fell, if we look at some of the biblical truths, and we're also going to look at this professionally. In this session, we're going to look at biblical and professional because we're not designed to be separate. We are designed to be aligned. Clip that, designed to be aligned. Listen, the wood that he built the ark with was already in existence. So for this blueprint, he already had the gopher wood. The animals were already assigned. Everything that he needed was already there. It was already provided. Sometimes we get in our own head. And maybe this doesn't happen to you. Maybe it just happens to everybody else, including me. We can actually get in our head. One of the things I really love about AI, if you can love AI, one of the things I really appreciate about AI is AI does not waste time with being in its own head. It simply follows the prompt. If there's anything we can learn from AI, it's follow the prompt when we know who the prompter is. Hello, be the clay and the potter. You get it. You get it. I already know you get it. Don't try to act like you don't get it. Sometimes we get in our own head and we feel like we have to have certain information beforehand when we really could just follow the prompt. The animals are already there. The timing was already set. Provision is often present before we are even aware of the provision. It's not flashy. It's not announced. It's simply there. The provision is simply there. And so I want us to really look at that. God's never going to give us an assignment without embedding provision inside of the instruction. Inside of the instruction. Even if you can't see how it is, follow the prompt. Isaac, Jacob, hello, oh my God, climb the mountain. You got to sacrifice your son. He didn't see that there was going to be a ram up there, but he follows the prompt. Y'all better get with this, man. Y'all better get with this. How much? Let me calm down. Again, this whole ARC series has been blowing my mind, and I'm studying it. I'm studying it. I'm studying it. Yet I still am like, wow, wow. You know, God's timing is perfected. You know, Noah didn't ask, where will I get it? He followed the prompt. Isaac was wondering, oh my God, you know, this son, is it Isaac and Jacob? I may be on the wrong one. It's Abraham. Okay, y'all got it though, but you understand what I'm saying, because my mind is blown. My mind is blown. So the provision is already going to be embedded in the instruction. Often we're looking outside of the instruction, or we begin to try to make it work on our own strength or figure it out ourselves. Follow the instruction. Follow the prompt. Again, I know AI is super scary in a lot of ways, and it's something new and it's threatening, and it could backfire and eat us up and put us in a worse position. It really can do all of those things. We don't know the outcome of it yet. But one thing I appreciate about it is it follows the prompt. It follows the prompt. It's not frozen with fear. It's not worried about what people think about it. It's not caught in its own head. You know, it's not. It just follows the prompt. And if it's one thing I feel like as believers we could take from that, let's follow God's prompts. Let's follow the instructions. The answers are in the instructions. And so we're talking about the provision component of this. Noah didn't spend a lot of time asking, where will I get it? He moved with what was already accessible. He moved with what he already had access to. It's like a modern mirror. Skills you already have, relationships that are already in place, ideas that have already been downloaded. And then we want to look at the placement of it. Noah was in the right place for his assignment. He had access to the gopher wood. He wasn't randomly chosen. It wasn't any, mini, miny, mo. He was positioned. Where are you positioned? Placement determines access. God didn't move Noah to a new location. He used Noah where he already was. You may already be in place. You're closer to purpose than you think. You may be underestimating your placement. Hashtag think on purpose, okay? Think on purpose, not only about purpose and destiny, but about thinking deliberately and intentionally. Because often I hear people say, well, when I get out of this job, or when I'm in this position, when. But right now, there are things you have access to. Right now, you are in a position to be impactful. Right now. So the reflection question I may have for you at this moment is, what if where you are is not necessarily a delay, but a setup? What if it's a setup? You understand what I'm saying? Think about Joseph with his coat of many beautiful colors, right? And then all of a sudden he's in prison, he a slave, all this stuff. And he could have spent the whole time like, well, God said folks gonna bow down to me, so I ain't doing nothing until I hit that moment. But he didn't. He used where he was to develop. That was part of his process. We'll get into process next week. I look back now over my life. I remember riding bikes. I've said that a few times, but I remember being in situations that others will say are not optimal. And I was okay. I wasn't okay with the situation, but I was okay in the situation because I was following prompts. I didn't have anything to lose. And then you begin to get things, and now you don't want to lose what you began to get. But if you think about how you began to get them, you realize you can't lose them. And if you do lose them, then the season form is over. Oh my God. Oh my God. This ARC season has been blowing my mind. God is a good God. God is a good God. God is a good God. Now, I've already talked about that for 10 minutes. And so I know that I'm going to come back even next week, and we're going to talk about the process and the promise. But right now, I just want you to know the provision. Your answer is in the instruction. The provision is there. You have access to the provision right now. Follow the prompts. Follow the daily prompts, the weekly prompts, the monthly prompts. Follow the prompts that the potter is giving to you. Come out of your head. Yes, me too. I'm pretty decent right now at following the prompts, But a decent by whose measure, I don't know. I'm better than I was. That's what I mean when I say decent. But of course, I can even be betterer. You know what I'm saying? But follow the prompts. As I follow the prompts, I find things and it's like, wow, that wasn't half as hard as I thought it would be. The hardest part is about being disciplined and being willing to like put yourself out there. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, this person needs it. This person needs it. This person wants it. This person wants it. And it's not even what I was trying to do over here. He's introducing, bringing me into more new rooms. Again, I digress. Let me bring it back. Point is, the provision is there, man. The provision is there. Don't get stuck in yesterday. Don't be so focused on tomorrow. Be present. Follow the prompt today, because your provision is going to be embedded in your instructions. If you find yourself feeling, some people feel anxiety. If you find yourself feeling anxiety, do what you know to do. What do you have access to? What relationship do you have right now? What's within your power? Control what you can control and leave the outcomes to what I would say is the potter. Leave the outcomes to the potter. Do as much as you can to facilitate success. What can I do today to help this be more successful? Do those things, but trust the outcomes in the hand of the potter. Now, that's me talking about the provision biblically. That's me talking about the placement biblically. Notice people are in the right place for the things that they are taking care of. There was a prophet in the Old Testament who happened to be on the side of the road when David was going by. Placement. Esther, placement. Mordecai, placement. Joseph, as I said, placement. And the placement is never just about you. When your answer is in the instruction and things are coming through you, it's never just only for you. It's going to benefit others. Now, that is me looking at this thing biblically, but because we are aligned and not divided, it's not just Bible over here and work over here, or business over here and church over here. That's not how it works. You are one person and you are representing. You're in that kingdom, whether you're at work, at church, grocery store, gas station. You are still a part of the kingdom. Okay? Now, let me talk about this on another area. Let's step into like some professional or some business thing. We talked about knowing. Now let's talk about you. Let's talk about what this may look like for you. Maybe you're building an ark right now, whether you realize it or not. Maybe right now you are building, whether you're aware or not. You already have more than you're using. Provision today may look like your experience. It may look like your relationships. It may look like your network. It may look like your voice. We all have one. It may look like your failures. Yes, your failures also. It may look like your current role, your current client. It may look like whatever's going on right now. Most people don't lack provision. They're overlooking it. They may be overlooking the provision. You don't need more resources. You might need just a better recognition of what you already have and what you already have access to. Stop waiting for more when you haven't maximized now. Ooh, good Lord, good Lord. I'm telling you, this is fitting me all of last year. Stop looking for more when you haven't maximized what you have. What you have right now. What does that look like as far as professional reality, Sharon? Well, your current environment is part of your development, right? It's part of your development. So your placement is going to include your job, your clients, the leadership role you're in or the role you're in, your industry, SPD, the OR, even your frustrations, social work. Your placement is training you. It's not punishment. The world's not against you. This is training. Adversity is a great coach. It's not your only coach, but it is a great coach. It strengthens you. It causes you to figure out, oh my God, there's a level of resilience I did not know that I have. And the bottom line is, if you can't build where you are, you won't be able to sustain where you're going. Let me say that again slowly. If you cannot build where you are, you won't be able to sustain where you're going. The provision is there. Look around, see what you have. What's in your hand? The provision is there. What relationships do you have? Who in your current space or within access to you in your current reach can mentor you? Who people want to share their knowledge? What opportunities are there? Don't always wait for somebody to pay you for a job. You know, people pay to go to school. What if you can learn something on the job and have on the job training? Tell them, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the opportunity. Maybe they're not paying you to create a schedule, but maybe that's going to give you a skill set so that when you step into your next role, you are already equipped for it, as evidenced by how many months you've been doing these tasks, creating schedules, overseeing budgets, handling purchasing, you know, helping teenagers with their applications, with their college applications. You understand what I'm saying? So your current job is not punishment. I know you may not like your manager or your coworker may get on your nerves. Focus on something else. Let that be. That's developing you also. It's allowing you to learn how to work with people that maybe you don't want to work with. Okay? Everybody has to work with someone they don't want to work with. Even people who are married who love each other sometimes don't want to work with their spouses. So, listen, if you cannot build where you are, how will you be able to sustain where it is you're going? I just want you to think about that, man. You're not randomly chosen. Your position, even in the position that you're in. And you're like, well, other people do this at their hospital, or other people do this at their high school or at their college. This is what they're doing there. That's that. Focus on where you are and learn everything that you can learn about this room. Life is full of new rooms, new opportunities, new seasons, and new chapters. Maximize the season, the chapter, the room, and the opportunity that you are operating in right now. Maximize it. You don't know what skills, you don't know what you will take, what level of emotional intelligence. You don't know what you're going to take that you have gained and gathered in this season into your next season. So you want to maximize it. Guys, I want you to maximize it. All right. Your current environment, do not curse it, bless it. Bless it, bless it, bless it. If you cannot build where you are, how will you build? How will you sustain where you're going? Again, guys, the answer is always in the instruction. And sometimes you have to go a little deeper to get it. Sometimes it's not as easy as, a TikTok scroll or an Instagram scroll where everything is in these neat little 30-second bites. Sometimes you have, oh my God, my God, my God. Sometimes you have to sit with that thing. You have to sit in it. You have to soak in it. You have to ponder it. Ponder is a word. Sometimes you have to ponder on something, meditate on something, think on that thing, think on purpose, not just about purpose and destiny, but being deliberate and intentional in your thought life. Your thoughts are designed to serve you and not vice versa. Sit in that thing. Sit in that thing. There's a movie that had J-Lo in it, and this isn't about J-Lo. Message, not messenger. It had J-Lo and a gentleman named Owens, not Luke or Owen. Is it Owen Wilson? Not Luke Wilson, but Owen Wilson. So Owen Wilson and J-Lo is in this movie, and he's over a math club in this movie. They call them mathletes, but he says sometimes you have to sit in the problem. I don't know why they just popped up, but it fits. Like sometimes you have to sit in that math problem, not the frizzy, but just sit in it. And the answer comes. Your answer is in the instruction. And I know I liken that to a movie, but there's also something in the good book, that book called the Bible that we read. And it says, it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, and it is the glory of kings to search it out. Everything is not just easy, right in front, right in front, and right in front. It may be simple, but it doesn't mean it's easy. So be willing to sit in your instructions. Be willing to ponder your instructions. Be willing to meditate. Life is not in a rush. I know it feels like it. I know technology is so fast. AI is so fast. It seems like it was just COVID, and that was 2019 and 2020. And what do you mean it's 2026 right now? It seemed like time is like a snowball, but seem like and truth are not the same thing. So I want you to sit with things, because the provision is already, your provision is already in place. We may just be overlooking it. We may be overlooking it. I'm telling you guys, for a good 12 months, I was like, oh my God, I took this hit. And when I quit fussing talking about the hit I took, I realized the hit that I thought I took, I had brought in double that hit. I didn't even know. And I was like, man, the provision is already there. It's not about more, it's about maximizing what we have. And I'm telling you, I spent over a year thinking about that. And now, just even over the past year, just trying to maximize and being present, it has been such a game changer in my life. Such a game changer in my life. And I don't think that it wasn't a game changer 5 years ago. 5 years ago, it wasn't time for it. It's here and it's now. It's here and it's now. The provision is here and now. Now I see. Now I can see the Rams for this season. Now I can see the gopher wood and the blueprint for this season. The placement of where I am for this season. How long the season is, I don't know, but I see it. And you too will see it if you will go and sit with your instructions. Follow the instruction. Follow the instruction, guys. Follow the instruction. Again, if it's one thing I could take from AI, it is the ability to follow a prompt without being in your head, without second guessing, without overthinking, without moving ahead, without lagging behind, just looking at the instruction, at the prompt, and following it. That's how I want to be on the potter's wheel. I want to be moist so it's easy and that I'm pliable. It's easier for him to shape me. You know what I'm saying? With a smoothness to shaping me, I'm able to flow with him and move with him. In him, I move, breathe, and have my being. Instead of being all hard where I got to be broken to 1,000 pieces and then so I'm trying to move with him. And in trying to move with him, I want to be able to follow his prompts without being in my head, without looking at a Goliath and saying, oh, it's a giant, you know, without thinking about the promised land and like, oh, all the work we're going to have to do in the promised land, let us stay right outside the promised land. This is good enough for me. It's better than Egypt. No, I want to be able to go into the promise. I want to follow the prompt without being worried about things and looking at other things as giants and me as a grasshopper. And making that change has been a game changer for me. Yeah, I'm still developing in it. You know, like I said, Be the Clay is about being transparent and having those honest and hard conversations. But I'm with it, man. I'm with it. I am with it. Life is for living. Life is a gift. So, guys, know this. You already have the provision. Be okay with where you are in your placement, even as you're moving to your next placement. And just know that God is a good God. He's a good God. God is a good God, and he is a faithful God. He is a good and faithful God. Next week, we are going to talk about the process, and the promise. Thank you for the opportunity and the process. But the process and the promise, because your process is what's going to allow you to hold the promise. I am certified through John Maxwell and Personality Insights as a human behavior consultant. My professional initials, the background, though I started in social work, my degree studies, my focus in studies is on leadership studies. And one of the things that I know is that professional development minus personal growth it's a disaster waiting to happen. Like you will lose your professional promotions and your opportunities if you don't develop on your personal side as well. Right now we have leadership even over our country where we can see I'm sorry, I digress. I'm not going to get political. Just know that if you have developed professionally but you're not developing personally, that thing is going to collapse. It's going to collapse. So as you're going through this, and we're about to look at what process means, the process is so necessary. The process is necessary. It is. I don't want to get ahead. I'm already ready to talk about it. I don't want to get ahead, but God is faithful. God is good. Listen, guys, this has been Be the Clay. My name is Sharon Combs, and I am with UCDI Leadership and the Ecosystem, which is a system of frameworks designed to help you magnify, grow, increase your influence, and be intentional about how you grow. Be intentional about how you grow, like partnering instead of just living ad hoc and haphazardly. Those are some of the things we do. We have tools, we have books, courses, online courses, advisory programs. I am honored to be able to get to do what I get to do, from speaking to teaching to training to workshops and just helping to inspire individuals. You know, if the Lord can use me to say something and it creates an aha moment for you, that's a win. That's a win. Whether I know it or not, that is a win. You hear me? Woohoo! That's a win. And so I want you guys to be kind to somebody, be nice to somebody, not for wealth or fame, but because it is a good thing to do. I believe that's all I have. I will see you next week at the same bat time, same bat place. And yeah, y'all have a pretty good day.
Do you want greater success and satisfaction in your career? Do you have ideas that you desire to contribute? Then it's time to invest in you. Imagine you building and managing a high-performance team, managing conflict and difficult conversations, understanding financial management and budgeting, creating and implementing strategic plans, building and maintaining relationships with stakeholders. Our programs are designed and tailored for individuals seeking to grow and succeed in their leadership roles. UCDI's Change the Narrative Progressive Leadership is a mid-level leadership program designed specifically to develop the skills and knowledge necessary to take on greater leadership responsibilities in a sustainably scalable format. So, if you're tired of seeing ineffective processes, unhealthy work distribution, lack of follow-through and accountability, and you want to be an answer for yourself and for your team, then this is the program for you. Contact UCDI Leadership at info@ucdileadership.com or text LEADERSHIP to 214-717-5921. The future depends on many things, but mostly it depends on you.
You have to work with other people, and sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes they are in your face. God, I'm talking to myself too. But you still have to work with that person, so you have to lean over the shoulder and see what the result is that you want. You have to be the adult, and you have to let it go, because I can't run a race carrying your bags, my bags, and everybody else's bags.
I'm Dr. Kathy Martin, and I am living proof that LaSharon Combs, Coach Shay, and UCDI leadership processes and strategic avenues work.